Okay, easy mission today. First I want to do a couple review with the exponents. Now this one here I don't have any adding or subtracting, so I need to think of this as three steps. There are your lines there, so line, line, line. My bases on top are 3 times x times y, and the only new base I have in the denominator is 5. So 3, 1 times negative 2 is negative 2. There's two x's. I've got 1 times negative 2, comma, and then I've got the 3. But now I've got to do something with the negative 2 and the 3, either plus or minus. That's on top, and the other one's on bottom, so we need to minus. So negative 2 minus 3 is negative 5. Okay, so this x is to the power of negative 5. Now y, I've got two y's. 1 times negative 2 is negative 2, and then I've got negative 6 on bottom. So I got to do something with the negative 2 and the negative 6. So that's on top, and that one's on bottom. So again, that's going to be another minus, but when I'm minusing a negative, it goes plus plus. And negative 2 plus 6 is 4. So the y is to the power of positive 4, and then the 5 is to the first. Now, any negative exponents need to be moved. So that 3 has to go to the bottom so that it becomes positive. The x goes to the bottom so the 5 is positive. The y stays where it's at because its exponent's already positive, and that 5 stays where it's at because its exponent's positive. Okay, now I can simplify this and this. So that's going to be 9 times 5, and I got y to the 4th, and I've got x to the 5th. Now 9 times 5 is 45. They're on the same side, so you multiply them, and that's my answer. Okay, now when I have an adding or subtracting to a power, I need to use duplication. So I cross it out and make another x minus 4, and then I use the FOIL method. So x times x, x times negative 4, negative 4 times x, and negative 4 times negative 4. So x second, negative 4x, negative 4x, and 16. Okay? So we can add those. It's negative 8x. So x second minus 8x plus 16. So you notice out here I use the boxes because I don't have any adding or subtracting. But over here I got to duplicate. Okay, now these ones here aren't too bad. Okay, it's a 2 by 3. This has 2 terms, and this has 3. Okay, so it's multiplication. It's like the FOIL method on steroids. So I take 1x times 3x squared. I take 1x times 5x. I take 1x times 2, and then I repeat that with negative 4. Negative 4 times 3x to the second. Negative 4 times 5x, and then negative 4 times 2. Okay, so that's going to be 3, and then x and x to the second is to the third, 3x to the third. 1 times 5 is 5, and then x times x is x to the second. 1 times 2 is 2, and then you just have x on that. Negative 4 times 3 is negative 12, and then you just put an x second on that. Negative 4 times 5 is negative 20. You just put x on that. And then negative 8 with no x at all. Now your like terms, 3x to the third. Now your x seconds, you have a 5 and a negative 12. Those two get added. Okay, that's negative 7. But don't add the second powers. That needs to stay to the second. You're done adding powers. And then x's, I've got 2 and negative 20. It's negative 18. That's just x, remember. And then minus 8. Okay, next up. First off, I want to rewrite that. I kind of like the one with 2 terms to come first. Okay, it's kind of how I like to roll here. It's just easier if 2 terms come first. Okay, so I take 3x times 2x to the second. I take 3x times negative 4x. I take 3x times 6. Then I take 2 times 2x squared, and then 2 times negative 4x, and then 2 times 6. So what's that give me? That gives me 6, and then x times x squared is x third. It's going to give me negative 12, and xx is x second, and then 18, and that's just x. You notice how it goes x third, x second, x. And then I got 2 times 2, which is 4, and that starts over. It goes x second. Next one's going to be x, so negative 8x, then 12. There's a pattern. X third, x second, x, at second, x, and nothing. That wasn't by accident. That always follows. X seconds, I got the negative 12 and 4. I got to plus those. It's going to be negative 8, so minus 8. And then you don't add the second powers. That's x second. X's, I've got 18 and negative 8. That gives me 10. That's x. And then plus 12. Okay, if you want to pause the video and go do number 1. Okay, then I'm going to skip ahead in the packet to these ones here. I'm going to leave those other ones. Okay, I want you to write a polynomial that gives the area of this, the area. Area is length times width, so both those should go in parentheses. Okay, now let's talk about the length. It goes across the bottom, and from here to here, I know we have 20. And that's x, and that's x. So the appropriate way to write this is 2x plus 20, because you get x and x. So 2x plus 20. And then the length, same idea. I got the middle part, and then we got this 16. But then the edge on the outside, I don't know how wide that is. So x and x. So it's going to be 2x plus 16. It's 2x, not x to the second, because it's like x plus x, which is 2x. X times x is x second. We're adding the x's, so it's 2x. Now I FOIL. 2x times 2x, 2x times 16. 20 times 2x, and 20 times 16. So that's 4x to the second. Whoa, I got it cut off. 2x times 16 is 32x. 20 times 2x is 40x. And 20 times 16 is 320. Okay, so I got the 4x to the second. 32 plus 40 is 72x. And then 320. Okay, and there's my polynomial that represents the area. Okay, next up, length. It's just a rectangle, so the area is length times width. So the length. From here to here is 18, then I got x and x, so it's going to be 2x plus 18, not x to the second. Then the width, 7xx, and that's 2x plus 7. So FOIL, I've got 2x times 2x. I've got 2x times 7. We've got 18 times 2x. And we've got 18 times 7. So that's going to be 4x squared, 14x, 36x. And 18 times 7 is 126. So I combine those, that's 50x. So I've got 4x squared plus 50x plus 126. Okay, I think you should pause the video and go do number 2, this one. Okay, then unpause it and we'll do the triangles. Okay, triangles. Now what I want to do is, triangles is length times width, or it's base times height divided by 2. So I'm just going to start with the base times height. And I got x plus 8, that's like a 1x, times x plus 6, that's like a 1x. So, FOIL. 1x times 1x, 1x times 6, 8 times 1x, and 8 times 6. So it's going to give me 1x squared. 6x, 8x, and 48. Combine those, 14x. So 1x squared plus 14x plus 48. Now, that's how you do a rectangle. Now, a triangle is like half of a rectangle. So what I need to do is divide all these coefficients by 2. So 1 divided by 2 is 0.5x to the second. 14 divided by 2 is 7x. 48 divided by 2 is 24. That's my formula for the area of the triangle. Okay, same idea here. It looks like it's not a right triangle. You see the right angle, but this is a right triangle. This is not. But it's still the same method. Base times height. So 2x plus 1 times 1x minus 3. 2x times 1x. 2x times negative 3. 1 times 1x. And 1 times negative 3. So that's going to be 2x to the second, negative 6x, positive 1x, and negative 3. So I've got 2x to the second, and then we got these like terms in the middle. It's going to be negative 5x, and then minus 3. Okay, now this was a triangle, so we have to divide all our coefficients by 2. That's going to be 1x to the second minus 2.5x minus 1.5. Okay, pause the video and then go do problem number 3. Okay. Okay, then here's how to do volume. Formula for volume, it's like finding how much space is inside this box. It's three-dimensional. So there's 3 dimensions, length times width times height. So the length is going to be 1x plus 2. The width is going to be 1x minus 4. Then my height's going to be 3x. Okay? So here's what you want to do. Here's how to multiply this. You FOIL these two. So 1x times 1x. And then 1x times negative 4. 2 times 1x and 2 times negative 4. So it's going to be 1x squared, negative 4x, positive 2x, and negative 8. Okay, we combine these here, and that's negative 2x. So 1x squared minus 2x minus 8. Now here's how you times by 3x. So I'm going to times all these 3 things by 3x. Because that was my third dimension. So 1 times 3 is 3. X times x squared is x to the third. Negative 2 times 3 is negative 6. X times x is x squared. Negative 8 times 3 is negative 24. And all you have is the x. And that's my volume. Okay, next up. Length times width times height. Okay, so my length is going to be 5x. My width is going to be x plus 2, 1x plus 2. And sorry, that was wrong. Doesn't matter the order. The width is 1x plus 1. And then the height is 1x plus 2. It doesn't matter the order you put them in. Doesn't matter. But you want to FOIL these two first. And then we'll take everything times 5x. So I take 1x times 1x. I take 1x times 2. I take 2 times 1x. And I take 2 times 2. 1x squared, 2x, 2x, and 4. So it's going to be 1x second plus 4x plus 4. Now we got to take these 3 things times the 5x. So times 5x, times 5x, times 5x. Okay, so 1 times 5 is 5, and I'm taking x times x squared, 5x to the third. 4 times 5 is 20, and then x times x is x squared. 4 times 5 is 20, and that'd just be x. Okay. All right, now you're ready to do the volume. Now remember, when you're doing the volume, you want to take the 1x minus 2 times 1x minus 3, FOIL it, combine like terms, and you take all of them times 2x. Okay. It'll be easier if you set it up like this length times width times height, but then you want to reorder this. You want to reorder this so that it's x minus 3 times x minus 2 times the 2x, okay? Okay, so you'll FOIL that, collect like terms, and then take everything times 2x.